When Hoda Kotb announced she was leaving the Today Show, the morning talk show had a long process of finding her replacement. The show ended up choosing Melvin to replace Hoda for most of the segments. The only one he didn't was the section with Jenna Bush Hager, which became Jenna and Friends. However, in a recent episode, it seems that Craig had a slip-up. Here is what Craig said at this moment. Melvin makes mistake on the Today Show. Melvin was in his role on today's third hour. And when that ended, it was time to send things over to the fourth hour show, Jenna and Friends. However, Craig had a slip-up when he was sending the show to Jenna for that part of the broadcast. Stay tuned for today with Hoda and Jenna. Craig said before pausing. He clearly caught himself and then had to backtrack before he continued on. Oops, force of habit, Jenna and Friends, he concluded. It was a moment where it shows that even Hoda's replacement was so used to her being on the show that he still sometimes slips up and talks like she is still there. Jenna and Friends has a rotating group of guest hosts, which has included Scarlett Johansson, Keke Palmer, Winona Judd, and Eva Longoria. Johansson has been on the most co-hosting for an entire week. What is Hoda Kotb doing now? While Hoda Kotb announced she was retiring as a host on the Today Show, she is not leaving completely. She is actually still under contract to the show, and she has a new job with the network. It looks like fans will get to see her a little more often than expected. Al Roker, Melvin, Savannah Guthrie, Hoda Kotb, and Carson Daly Hodabration the Today Show. While most people felt that Hoda was going to work for another part of the NBC family on primetime specials, it seems she will still be involved with the Today Show. Hoda said she will be back as a supporting character. Hoda said she would return every 4 to 6 weeks, and it would be about 10 appearances a year for her. She said it would keep her in the loop, and she would also show up occasionally as one of the rotating cast members on Jenna and Friends. Hoda will also occasionally be a special correspondent, similar to Snoop Dogg at the Olympics last year. She may also interview some people. Do you miss Hoda Kotb from the Today Show? What are your thoughts on Melvin replacing her? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The lingering presence of Hoda Kotb. A look at Melvin's slip-up and the evolving landscape of the Today Show. The departure of a beloved host from a long-running television program often leaves a palpable void. This was certainly the case when Hoda Kotb announced her transition away from her prominent role on the Today Show. While not a complete farewell, her reduced presence has undeniably shifted the dynamic of the morning news staple. The show's subsequent efforts to fill the gap left by Kotb's departure, including the elevation of Melvin and the creation of Jenna and Friends, have been met with both curiosity and scrutiny from viewers. A recent on-air slip-up by Melvin has further highlighted the lingering influence of Kotb and the ongoing adjustments within the show's format. Melvin's unintentional invocation of Hoda Kotb's name during a transition segment served as a poignant reminder of her enduring connection to the show. While introducing the fourth hour, Jenna and Friends, Melvin momentarily reverted to the familiar phrasing, "Stay tuned for today with Hoda and Jenna." Before correcting himself, this fleeting error, though minor, spoke volumes. It underscored the deep-seated habit and familiarity associated with Kotb's presence, even in the context of the revamped show. It suggested that despite the changes, the rhythms and routines established during Kotb's tenure remain ingrained, not only for the audience, but also for the show's personnel. This incident raises several interesting points about the nature of change within established media formats. Replacing a prominent personality like Hoda Kotb is not simply a matter of filling a slot. It requires a complex renegotiation of on-screen chemistry, established routines, and audience expectations. While Melvin has capably stepped into a larger role on the Today Show, his slip-up suggests that the transition is still in progress. A testament to Kotb's significant Jenna and Friends further underscores the show's efforts to redefine itself in the wake of Kotb's shift. This segment, featuring Jenna Bush Hager, alongside a rotating roster of guest co-hosts, represents a deliberate attempt to carve out a distinct space within the larger Today Show framework. The rotating co-host format allows for a dynamic interplay of personalities, offering viewers a fresh perspective each week. The inclusion of high-profile figures like Scarlett Johansson, Keke Palmer, Winona Judd, and Eva Longoria has undoubtedly broadened the segment's appeal and generated buzz. However, the very existence of Jenna and Friends as a separate entity highlights the challenges of integrating new elements while maintaining the show's core identity. While Hoda Kotb has stepped back from her daily hosting duties, her connection with the Today Show remains far from severed. She continues to be a part of the NBC family and has taken on a new, albeit less frequent, role with the program. Describing herself as a supporting character, Kotb plans to make approximately 10 appearances a year, ensuring her continued presence in the Today Show universe. This strategic move allows her to maintain a connection with her audience while exploring other opportunities within the network. Kotb's continued involvement takes several forms. She returns periodically to co-host Jenna and Friends, seamlessly integrating back into the segment and offering a familiar dynamic for viewers. Beyond this, she serves as a special correspondent, lending her journalistic skills and interviewing prowess to the show. This role allows her to contribute in a meaningful way, leveraging her experience and expertise while maintaining a flexible schedule. The comparison to Snoop Dogg's role as a special correspondent during the Olympics highlights the show's willingness to embrace diverse perspectives and unconventional approaches to storytelling. The decision to retain Kotb in a recurring role is a clever strategy on the part of the Today Show. It acknowledges her enduring popularity and allows the show to capitalize on her established connection with the audience. By maintaining a presence, even a limited one, Kotb helps to bridge the gap between the show's past and its present, easing the transition for viewers who may miss her daily presence. Her occasional appearances serve as a reminder of the show's history, while also allowing it to evolve and explore new directions. The question of whether viewers miss Hoda Kotb from the Today Show is, of course, subjective. Undoubtedly, many viewers formed a strong connection with her over the years and miss her daily presence. Her warmth, empathy, and journalistic acumen were integral to the show's success. However, television is a dynamic medium, and change is inevitable. The Today Show has demonstrated a willingness to adapt and evolve, introducing new personalities and formats while retaining its core values. The transition period for the Today Show is ongoing. While Melvin has stepped into a more prominent role and Jenna and Friends has found its footing, the lingering presence of Hoda Kotb serves as a reminder of the show's past and the ongoing process of adaptation. Melvin's slip-up, though a minor incident, encapsulates the complexities of this transition, highlighting the enduring impact of Kotb's contributions and the challenges of forging a new identity. As the Today Show continues to evolve, it will be fascinating to observe how these changes shape the future of morning television. The interplay between established personalities, new formats, and audience expectations will ultimately determine the show's continued success in a rapidly changing media landscape.